Hey guys, this is All Stream That, and we are back on the channel with another episode of Kerbal Space Program. And last time we took Valentina into orbit and brought her back safely, and she also performed the very first EVA in outer space. So today, what we are going to do, we're going to head into the space plane hangar for the first time, and the reason that we're going to do that is because there is something that we can do here. Let's see if I can do this. We want the rotate. We want to rotate this. And there we go. That should be straight up and down, and it is. Okay. So we want that, and we also want our Science Junior. Okay, I want to rotate that as well. Okay, well, let's go ahead and we'll do it this way, I guess, because we're going to have to, apparently. Actually, I think we can do this in here. So we have our pod, we have our Science Junior. We don't need anything because we're not going to be moving this. Essentially what we're going to do is we want this. Okay, we want this to be pod runway. So we want this to be on the runway. And I know there is a way to do it. Let's go ahead and switch the editor. There we go. So we have that in there right side up. So if we launch, that should take us out to the runway, which is where we want to be. And we're basically just going to be getting some science out here. And the reason we can do this is because the runway is a different biome. There it is. Okay. So now that we've done all that, we can also do a crew report, and we can do an EVA as well. So that actually got us at least a little bit of science, and all our science is now done on the runway as well. And that actually got us 20 science for a total of 53. And basically all we really need is wheels, and we have wheels here. With structural engineering, that did not get us what I was hoping. I don't think there was anything that gave us Okay, so the first one that I really would need would be okay, I thought there would be something already. Because none of these have what I am looking for. So essentially what I'm looking for, and I was thinking it would be here in general construction, there should be a what's the thing I'm looking for here? Unless it's here. Okay, it's right here. So we had that all along, was the girder segment. So we should be good to go with what I am looking for. So we're going to grab aviation, and we're going to do that because we need the wheels. I think that's what we want to do. Yeah, because we do have a rechargeable battery pack, so we're okay for batteries. We can do essentially what I am looking for, and I don't think we'll even need the batteries. So this right here is all we need, is those. Let's go ahead and research that. And let's go into mission control. So there's really nothing that we need. But what we could do is we could build a small basic rover. So let's go into the spaceplane hangar, and let's go to new. So we have a cockpit that will hold one. And if we go to structural, we could have a fuselage. Actually, we don't even need a fuselage. We'll just grab a small tank, or a medium tank, I guess, and we'll use the Thumper. The thrust limiter will be to 5. We will limit the gimbal to 25. And that should be okay. And we're going to do that because we don't want that to go too high. So now that we have those, okay, we want these underneath, but we want them to be okay, I see. This is really how we want those, but we're not going to be able to get them that way. So let's see. Okay, we want those up just a little bit more. Okay, that's going to be fairly low. I think I'm going to be okay with that. Those we want only one. And if we can put that right there. Okay. So now that we have those, let's go into science. And actually what we want to do is if we can move that back, we can throw a Science Junior up there. That will look a little bit better. And we can throw some stuff right here by the door. Okay, that's basically what we want. So that right there should be fine. And we're going to go around and grab some science here. So we will call this the KSC Science Rover. Our crew, we're not going to use Jeb. We are going to use Bob. So Bob can drive this, and he can also reset all of the experiments. And that's what we are going to need him to do. So let's save that, and we will launch it. That will take us out to the runway. And we are going to just go around to the different biomes on the around the Space Center. And I will see you when we get to the first one, where we can do the science. Okay, so here we are. This is the astronaut complex. We should be able to get our science here. So let's go ahead and get as much as we can. And we should be able to do a crew report and an EVA. He should be hanging on the side, and he is. Let's collect the data. There we go. Collect. Take the data. Take the data. We can restore that. Okay, we take that and we store. Okay. And I will see you when we get to the next one. Okay, and here we are in the research and development biome. And there we go. So we should be able to get quite a bit of science just from this little rover, this little rudimentary rover that we've built. Okay, we do an EVA, do a report, and then we can collect all of these. Okay, we can restore that and restore that. And there we go. And that should be everything. And we're going to stop collecting science right there. For now, we're going to see how much we have. Okay, so that got us about 38.5 science. We have a total of 47. So we can finish off the level of the tree that we are on. And we do that with flight control. That gets us some wings, it gets us our small inline reaction wheel, and it also gets us our re-entry module. So let's go into mission control. And before we do anything with the moon, we're going to take 4 Kerbals on suborbital space flights. So let's accept that contract. We will leave the facility, and let's go ahead and build our we will build our ferry, I think is what we're going to call this. So if we put our crew cabins there, this should work. We want to make sure we have everything where it needs to be. Okay, we've got those. We don't need to put any science on this whatsoever. Let's grab our parachute and let's use the bigger drogue chutes. We will put those over there. And we want to use the bigger ones because this thing is a little bit heavier, I believe, than what we've had. We basically just want to make sure that we'll be able to slow everything down enough when we come back in. And we need our coupling. And we're just going to use the Thumper. And if we do that, that is perfect. That is everything we need. So this is a very, very simple ferry that we have built. And we're going to go ahead and let Jeb take care of these. So we're going to take Tenny and Irirod Kerman on this one. And the next one we will take, looks like Gertis and Halorf. And we will call this Suborbital Ferry 1.0. And we are going to save that, and let's go ahead and launch it, and we should be good to go with it. Okay, so we have our two Kerbals on board. That's Tenny and Irirod. And we have Jebediah as our pilot. So let's go ahead and turn on the SAS, and we will launch. And that should be all we need to do. And let's go ahead and get into the map right now. And essentially, I just want to make sure that we're going to hit 70,000, and it looks like we are. Oh, yes. Matter of fact, we're going to hit about, it's probably going to be about 110 to 115,000 when it's all said and done. So once they come back, and we're going to be doing another one of these, and I will make sure to do the next one during the day, so that way we can see everything. And let's go ahead and we will dislodge from our rocket. Okay, so they have suborbital flight, so all we have to do now is get them back safely. And Tenny and Irirod are the first two civilians in space. So let's go ahead and warp ahead a little bit here. There we go. We need to make sure that we are facing the right direction here. because we should be hitting the atmosphere pretty soon, or at least taking heat from the atmosphere. We can also turn the lights on as well. When we do that, that does take away some electrical charge. And it looks like so far everything is great. It looks like the drogue chutes don't take any damage, and we're just waiting for those to turn white. They are yellow, now they are white. And we're now just waiting for those to go on. And I don't know how we ended up over here. Yeah, because we shouldn't have gone that way. We should have gone the other way. We should be out over the water, technically, is what I would think. But let's go ahead and speed things up so we can land and get these guys recovered. And that surface speed is like really good. So I was expecting to be at about 6 or 7 meters per second. So let's see. Okay, Kerbals grasslands. We've already done all of our science there. So let's go ahead and recover the vessel. And we got 0.2 science, and that's because we've done this multiple times, and that's a total of 2 science. And let's go ahead and move forward in time just a little bit. We want to have a daytime launch, so that way we can see things a little bit better. And it is daytime, and I made a little bit of a mistake, and I hit the, 100,000 time, and so it skipped a few days. We're on day 5. And it looks as though there is an eclipse. But let's go back into the vehicle assembly building. So there we go, we've got that. Let's go to the crew. And there we go. So Gertis and Halorf will be our 3rd and 4th tourists in space. We will stick with Jeb as our pilot. And let's go ahead and launch. And here we go. Turn the SAS on and we will launch. And I kind of want to see something on the map. That is a Munar Eclipse. So we will definitely have a thumbnail here pretty soon. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. There we go. This is our thumbnail. So what I've been doing for the thumbnails is I've been blowing up a little bit of the gameplay. Basically blowing it up to where the where all of the stuff on the outsides are not visible. There we go. So we will be coming straight back down. And I am not sure, but I think that might be, I think our rocket is going to be a little further away. Okay, nothing exploded on us. So we are good. So we got them up, so all we have to do now is land. And once we land, we are good to go. So we just saw our first lunar eclipse. That was not something that I was expecting. And I don't know where the moon is now. But let's go ahead and recover that, and that should take care of that contract. We got 0 science as expected. And let's go back into mission control. Okay, we still have nothing in the way of that. Okay. So we do have another ferry. And they want suborbital, and they also want to orbit. So I don't know if we have to do 2 flights on each, if we have to do a suborbital like we just did, and then take them on a second flight to orbit, or if we can just take them orbital and it'll take care of both. But we are going to take that one. Another thing that we are going to do is we're going to upgrade. And we're going to upgrade the tracking station as well, I think. Yes, we'll do that. So that way we can actually do maneuver nodes. So that will make things a little bit easier. But let's go into mission control. We can have up to 7. So explore the moon. We will go ahead and take that one now. We may not get that one for a bit, but that's fine. And we do have a couple others, but we're going to hold off on those right now. So we have 3 contracts. We still have the one for the Thumper. And then we also have, and actually I think I know how to do that one. I think I know how to do that one, and I think I can do that fairly quick. Because all we have to do is haul it. We don't have to actually we don't have to run it. So I have an idea. Let's go ahead and get a new. We'll use that along with that, and we should be able to do it this way. Okay, so we'll put a heat shield on the bottom. We need a decoupler. So this is going to be completely empty. It doesn't say anything at all about it having to be full. And actually, I don't want that on there. We will throw 2 of those on there. Whoop. Okay, so we're going to see if this is going to work. grab those and grab those. Okay, that should be fine. And we're going to put that up there with those. So we're going to see if this is going to work. And it very well might. Let's call it Thumper Test 1.0. And we're going to see if this is going to work. And we're going to use Jeb. So let's go ahead and launch. And we need to revert back to the vehicle assembly because we forgot two things here. Well, essentially it's one thing. We forgot our nose cones. We have to be aerodynamic, so let's go ahead and save and then launch. So this is the one we're doing. Let's get the SAS on. There we go. And that won't quite get us there. Okay. So back to vehicle assembly. And let's raise that up a little bit. We're just going to go a little bit at a time until we get this right. And I don't think that's going to be quite right either. Well, it might be. It's gonna work. We got it. Okay. There we go. So that actually worked. So, and that's all it was. We just had to have the right amount of fuel and the right amount of thrust. And once we found it, it was absolutely perfect. It got us right where we needed to go. And we're going to be landing fairly close to the space station. Wow, we're going to be landing real close. I mean, Jeb could just walk back if he wanted to. You know what? I haven't tried this yet. I've wanted to try that. And there we go. And there's our thumbnail right there. I have never, ever used a parachute. Okay. Look at that. Let's go ahead. He's going to plant a flag. We might as well. There we go. Jeb's first shoot. The site of Jeb's first landing with a parachute. There we go. So let's recover him. And we actually got a little bit of science. We got 5.6 science, and that's because we did an EVA report while flying over Kerbal shores. I don't think I've ever done an EVA report that low, but we have a total of 10. And let's go into the tracking station. The Thumper test. Is there. Let's go ahead and recover that. Okay, so we are good. And we've planted one of our, or we've planted the first one of our flags at home. Okay. And with that, we are going to end today's episode of Kerbal Space Program. And I want to thank everybody for watching. My name is AllStreamThat. Go ahead and follow me over on Twitch at AllStreamThat. The link will be in the description below. And we're going to start streaming over there again about the 28th, 29th of December. So watch out for that. And thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day.